On Kensington Avenue in Philadelphia because they're being heavily sedated by tranq, which is mixed in with highly addictive fentanyl and heroin. Fentanyl may be driving the fatal overdose rates in the United States, but tranq is leading to amputations because the people can't stop using it and it's boring into their muscles and bones.
It just came and it got worse and worse.
Do you mind if I ask how long you've been using?
For like the last 10 years.
But these wounds are something new.
Yes, very new. Like 6 months new.
The wound is a consequence of a devastating new twist in America's drug epidemic.
Thank you so much, guys.
Because the substances he's addicted to are now mixed by dealers.
See you on Saturday. Come see me, okay?
With something that's rotting his skin. It's volunteers who treat the wounds where they find them.
It's gonna be on his leg.
Doctors, hospitals have no protocols for this. In the worst cases, they are amputating limbs. Is this something new, seeing the wounds?
Something that just started in the past 9 months.
On these streets, they're learning as they go. And almost everyone here seems to have the wounds. Sam is just 28.
These are not injection site wounds. Like, these are all wounds like other than injection site.
Well, thank you for clicking in on this video. Welcome to another edition of Man with the Show. The show where basically we tell you how crazy the world is out there. And it's just literally we're living in a asylum and they've already thrown away the key. And you know, on numerous videos we've discussed about the marijuana trade that's been going on here, the legalization of pot in New York City and many other states, and we say it's already a failure. It's a failure in California after 6 years. It's a failure in Colorado. And we've only had it a couple of weeks here in New York City, and it's already a failure. It's already a failure because they wanted to eliminate the illegal trade, but what has happened, it's increased. And now there are other drugs, much more powerful out there, that basically is adding to the marijuana situation on there. And, you know, a lot of people says, well, we didn't see this coming. Bullshit. It's been there. You know that this was coming. Is that you thought you could make money off the situation. But, you know, like I said, we have another video coming out about the major situation with the marijuana dispensaries here in New York. And please do look for that as well. But before we get into this horrifying situation that resembles something out of a 1980s horror film. Thank you for those who have subscribed. We are about, 49, 48 to go for 700. We got about a week, little about a week to go for the end of the month. Let's see if we can try to get there to the 700 level. Thank you for those who have subscribed, liked, share, and commented. We do really appreciating. Out of the New York Post, skin rotten drug tranq infiltrates big cities, zombifying bodies. And we're not joking here. Zombies are now in existence in this way. Not the type of zombies you would see in a horror film, but hey, pretty darn freaking close. There's a new drug in town and it has deadly consequences. Xylazine, otherwise known as tranq dope, and the zombie drug is wreaking havoc in the major cities across the country with its devastating effects. It can literally rot the user's skin. A substance which seemed to first appear in Philadelphia before migrating west to San Francisco and Los Angeles was used for cutting heroin, but most recently it has been discovered in fentanyl and other illicit drugs. See, the thing is, this was here last year. They talked this last year, and then suddenly they stopped talking about it because they thought they had a handle on it. No, it's spreading. It's spreading like wildfire.
We would wake up and we'd be completely sick.
Have the doctors or nurses said that you could lose your hands because of the trank?
Yeah, I mean, there's a possibility. Yeah, it's a possibility. A lot of my friends have lost their limbs already.
You had problems on your legs?
I did, man. I had like a hole in my shin. There was a hole, man. I got in bed one night, man, and I was like washing my leg, and I could literally put 2 fingers in there.
While approved by the Food and Drug Administration for veterinary use, xylazine, a non-opioid, is not safe for humans. And those who overdose on the drug do not respond to Narcan or Narcan, the most common overdose reversal treatment. And that's correct. The stuff that they will use to cure an OD will not work with this tranquilizer. Xylazine causes sedative-like symptoms such as excessive sleepiness, respiratory depression, as well as raw wounds that can become severe and spread rapidly with repeated exposure. The crusty ulcerations, which can become dead skin called eschar, can result in amputation if left untreated. Because it's not listed as a controlled substance for animals or humans, tranq lands in a confusing and horrifying gray area. Hospitals rarely test for routine toxicology screenings. Last month, one Philly user suddenly developed xylazine effect wounds near her opioid injection sites. She says that I wake up in the morning crying because my arms were dying, Tracy McCann, 39, told the New York Times.
Meet Danielle.
Right now, there's barely any fentanyl in it, so you go through withdrawal faster.
Dealers add the tranq to bulk the supply. It increases their margins. It also makes the withdrawal so much more intense.
I was banging my head off the walls. I was hoping to knock myself out because it is really that bad. It's so bad. The worst I've ever felt in my entire life.
The city reported that 90% of the lab-tested dope samples from 2021 contain xylazine, which can increase the risk of overdose, which combined with other illicit substances. But the lethal combination of substances which gives xylazine an appeal, the high opioids such as fentanyls, is extended with the help of tranq. It's too late for Philly. Sean Westfall, an outreach worker with Prevention Point Philadelphia, told the Times, Philly's supply is saturated. If other places around the country has the choice to avoid it, they need to hear our story. It's too late already. It's too late for New York. It's too late for San Francisco. People with substance use disorders who get hooked on the zombified drug believe the emergent substance killed any kind of joy that came in with getting high. Tranq is basically zombifying people's bodies. Sam, 28, told Sky News, until 9 months ago, I never had wounds. Now there are holes in my legs and feet. The worry tranq comes as New York City's Department of Health reporting 2,668 New Yorkers died of overdoses in 2021. Experts warn that xylazine could worsen the ongoing drug epidemic. Dr. Gary Ties, director of, sorry if I said that wrong, the director of Substance Abuse Prevention and the Control with the LA County Department of Public Health, believes the drug's prevalence would increase deaths from overdose. The main concern is already we've missed the worst overdose crisis in history, nationally and locally, Ties told the Los Angeles Times. According to a 2022 report, xylazine has been discovered in 36 states. In New York alone, the drug was found in 25% of the samples per the Times. Earlier this month, the San Francisco Department of Health announced that low levels of xylazine were found in the systems of 4 people who overdosed, suggesting that the substance can be hidden in drugs unbeknownst to users. It is possible there is more out there. And yes, there is more out there, because here is the frightening thought of this. They're using it, cutting it with fentanyl. Guess what else you could use fentanyl with? Cannabis. You've heard the stories where people have OD'd with fentanyl-laced cannabis. This is a nightmare of gigantic proportions.
As of right now, there's no state or federal funding available to mitigate some of the challenges with xylazine.
This is the forefront of a new crisis. Is that right?
Yes, I would definitely agree. We've definitely already have, been contacted by different cities. We've met with other cities just to talk about our experiences.
A big challenge.
It is a challenge, yes.
This is why we need stronger border controls, because a lot of this fentanyl is coming across that border, and I guarantee you that basically this trank drug is being mixed in prior to that getting here. And if it is here, we need to find out who is adding this trank, because basically this is a drug that you can get it easily, but who's buying it in high demand? That's the thing you need to look at. This is extremely dangerous. And I said we have another video coming out that the illegal weed trade, it's literally become the wild, wild west when it comes to that. New York can't control it. It's way out of control. When it gets to the point where it starts to get into the weed, which I will tell you, it most likely it's already there. It's already there. If you happen to smoke weed, I would say cut it out for some time, because this is a major situation. And the thing about it is, what stops it from getting into the edibles? Really, truly. Because already we do have situations in New York specifically where kids already have gotten sick over edibles and sent to the hospital. And that's just the standard THC. If they start mixing in trank in this, all bets are off how many people are going to end up in the hospital or end up dead. This is going to put a heavy body count if we do not do anything about this. And the thing about it is, what's Washington doing about this? Nothing. All they're caring about is sending billions of dollars across over to a war we should not be involved in. People's limbs, they're freaking, they're burning out. They're just literally, it's become a zombie epidemic of massive proportions. Not to the type that basically you expect out of, say, Dawn of the Dead or anything, but this is something more similar to another movie called Cabin Fever, if you remember that film. This is more similar to that. How many people will it take? How much of a fucking body count will it take before government regulators and government authorities like the FBI, the Department of Justice, start jumping into this? Guarantee, get the border shut down. Shut down what's coming in. This is, and guarantee that a lot of this is coming from China. Guarantee it.
Much deeper than that. It reflects systemic problems. Access to addiction treatment, mental health care, housing, health insurance. What we've seen here, the people we've got to know, their story is one of fundamental American failure.
Guarantee fucking indeed that this is coming out of China as well. Because if the fentanyl's coming out of China, they got to be lacing it there with trank. This is a horrific situation, ladies and gentlemen. And it has to stop. I mean, this is flesh eating. I mean, a lot of people that have been interviewed for this, they says, you can't stop. It does, we need to find a way to get around this and find some sort of new type of Narcan that will help these people. We need to get boots on the ground right now. This is a major. The FDA, they need to get the boots on the ground as well. This is a major situation. The CDC also needs to get involved as well, and many other agencies. This is a nightmare. And what is it going to take? What's it going to take, Mr. President? How many bodies do you consider before you act? Act now. So tell me in the comments below your thoughts on this. what a danger that this is. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, share, and we'll see you on the next video. Thank you for tuning in, and bye-bye now.